get this started.
Enemy
I don't like this map. I wish we were on the Kajik map right now. you. I needed that. Thanks. Lag. I'll wait for it. Super Battlefront. Vultures go. Zone. Nope. Damn. Did I get 6th again? Okay, good. Phew. Oh, I did get 6th. What? I got, no, 7th. I usually get in 6th place every freaking time. And it annoys the freaking crap out of Hoth? Hell yeah. I was at my brother's the other day, and he just got the game because I told him to. And we were playing as specialist the entire time, and the specialist's second weapon, I thought it was going to be a one-shot kill, but it's only against other specialists, because specialists only have 100 health. But it was annoying having to double tap every single person you shoot. Sorry if my voice sounds weird today. Pretty sick. sure if I can make it. Yeah. Maybe. I doubt it. Oh, no, maybe. And I made it. Saw his shadow. I'm done. I've played Battlefront all the time when it first came out in 2004. I played that all the time. I was extremely disappointed when they rebooted it 2 years ago. That it was nothing like the original, and DICE wanted it to be their own game, but so many people hated it like I did. So they made this one more like the original. I like that it's more like the original, but I still wish like you didn't have to like pay for tanks. You could just find them randomly on the map and get inside of them.
Standing by. Unidentified stormtroopers.
It's 11 in the morning. Someone to play us. Overtime, okay. If we get them off the point, then we win. Wait, no. No, it's gonna be good. Okay, whatever. Darth Vader. Oh, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. Hell yeah. Finally. My favorite map is Kashyyyk, if you couldn't tell from earlier. It's the biggest map in the original Battlefront game. In Conquest, the maps were gigantic. And I wish they brought back the Galactic War. But it's probably going to be a lot like the first Battlefront, the new one, where they didn't release a lot of content at the beginning, but they added a whole bunch afterwards. The only complaint I have about the game, though, is probably how long it takes to load in the game. Should I get Rey and Chewbacca or Iden versus you? No one's gonna comment, so Iden. Alright, there's a lot of speculations on if Iden is Rey's mom. If you don't know, in the DLC for Battlefront 2, the campaign DLC, the kids, they have two kids, one's a boy, one's a girl. Well, the girl's name is like Kai or K, and the guy is like Ian or something like that. And pretty much that almost means that Rey might not be their daughter, but they could have a third child. That's unconfirmed. But who knows? I do think it's most likely Luke's daughter, or maybe Han's daughter. I think Luke, because the Star Wars is supposed to be a rhyme, and Star Wars, each trilogy, it's supposed to be about Skywalkers, if you didn't know that. Even the head of Lucas Studios right now said that each trilogy is supposed to be about the Skywalker family. So that could mean that Rey is actually a Skywalker. We don't even know her last name, or she could be a Solo and still be part of the family because of Leia. And if you read the script of the movie script, it says that the screenplay, it says that when Luke goes on, when Rey gets to the island where Luke's on, in episode 7, pretty much he didn't ask for her name because he already knew who she was from using the Force and felt a connection with her. And also, I think that it could be Leia and Han's daughter. She can be Leia and Han's daughter because of the fact she's a good pilot, good engineer. Leia is Force sensitive, if you didn't know that. And what was it? Leia also felt the same connection. Like, she didn't even know who Rey was. And when they got off onto the ground, she went up to Rey. Rey went straight to her. She walked straight past Chewbacca, Leia, and she hugged Rey. And if you read the screenplay, it said she held Rey with a mother's embrace. I don't know. Guess. Oh, and also Kylo. When they said that, when the general guy was talking to Kylo, he's like, and a girl accompanied them. He freaked out and started force choking the guy. He's like, what girl? And then when he was interrogating Rey, he's like, you still want to kill me even though they just met, when he was talking to her. And so maybe like he knew he had a sister, but they like hid her away once Ben Solo, which is Kylo Ren, went evil. Who knows? I just hope that they tell us through in episode 8. And anyone who watches this, me playing this game, who's your favorite Star Wars character ever? Mine would be Galen Merrick from Force Unleashed. Okay, so I heard that only the movies and the shows were canon, but when I looked it up, they said the books were canon too. Everywhere I looked, I kept searching, and everyone was just saying that the books are canon too. But the games aren't anymore. And I was so disappointed. I'm like, Galen Merrick's not canon anymore, the person who made the rebellion. But I remembered that there was actually a Force Unleashed novel that was released about Galen Merrick being Darth Vader's apprentice. He was supposed to be the apprentice to overthrow Palpatine. Then he, escaped, found out the truth, fell in love, started the rebellion, all that stuff. It's pretty interesting. But it's probably the strongest Force user around. One of the strongest. He doesn't have as many midichlorians inside of him as Anakin does, but he's way more trained than Anakin. Anakin did not train at all, if you didn't know. Well, he trained a bit, but not as much as other people. Even though he was too old to be trained, he was still trained anyway under Obi-Wan, and actually completed his training at the same time all the younger kids did, and he thought he was just better than everyone, and kind of thought he didn't need training since he was such a natural. If he did train as hard as Galen Merrick did, then he would most likely be the strongest Force user around. But I'm still confused if Galen Merrick is canon or not. Because I can't find anything on it. Everyone's saying it's not canon, but I think everyone's overlooking the novel. Because all the novels are canon, supposedly. Oh, neat trick. When you block with your lightsaber and someone else hits you with a lightsaber, they get stunned for a quick second, then you go into attack or force push and things like that. Because they can't do anything for a second. Oh, jeez. Oh. Freaking Boba Fett's flamethrower. Oh, I like that they added a lot more abilities in the game too for each character, for each hero. Like Boba Fett's flamethrower was an ability, and his jetpack was an ability. So the only real ability you had was his. What was I saying? Oh, so the only real ability he had was his rocket launcher, which was unique. But they made it to where his flamethrower is his melee and his jetpack isn't even an ability anymore. So that leaves room for two more abilities, which is one is a concussive shot and the other one is sonar pulse that detects enemies. Wow. And he also has a missile barrage, which isn't as powerful as the single rocket in the other one. I hate Darth Vader so much in this game. He does so much damage, and then he has an ability that doubles his damage, and also makes it where he doesn't run out of stamina. I love playing as Han too. A lot of people don't know how to play as the gun character, so they immediately go to a lightsaber character. Oh, fun note, if you didn't know, the creator of Galen Merrick also was the voice actor, and now he voice acts Darth Maul in the show and in the game. And I'm pretty sure they have the voice actor of the clones from the show to voice act the troops, and the voice actor of the droids to voice act the droids as well. I loved watching the shows when I was a kid. I watched all of Rebels. The fourth season is supposed to be the last one. So I'm guessing, since Clone Wars was obviously the first trilogy, I'm guessing and Rebels was of the second. There might be a third show of uh, the third trilogy, so that might be cool. Alright, Force Unleashed. Like, it's probably my absolute favorite story, Star Wars story, other than the clones. I honestly hope they like make a Star Killer movie or Force Unleashed movie or a Galen Merrick movie. They're all the same person. Or the Apprentice movie. Also, Galen Merrick. Galen Merrick, his Darth name is Starkiller. He's also known as the Apprentice because he's the apprentice of Darth Vader. And he's Galen Merrick. That's, yeah. I think if you don't know the history, Galen Merrick dies in the first Force Unleashed, but there was a whole bunch of which is the cloning facility. There's a whole bunch of clones of Galen Merrick, and they all ended up getting like his old memories, but they only used the one clone at a time, so they would kill him after each clone. And then eventually there was one that supposedly didn't have the memories, but then he did regain the memories and he managed to escape. But then they perfected another clone, and he pretty much went by Dark Starkiller. And Dark Starkiller could be Snoke from the movie. And also the base that they made in episode 7, the giant Starkiller base. It's called Starkiller. And it's called Starkiller Base, not Starkiller himself. So Snoke could have named it after himself, which would have been cool. Like how I just said I hate Darth Vader, but I'm playing as him right now. Darth Vader in the movies and in the games are one of my favorite characters. And if LucasArts didn't collapse during the production of Force Unleashed 3, then it would have been a cool game. It's supposed to be an open world co-op game where one person plays as Galen, the other person as Vader. But I'm pretty sure Galen Merrick is not canon, because if you watch the show Rebels, Ezra Bridger, the main protagonist in the show, he's pretty much like a remake. He falls for the dark and the light, and he has a master that has a ponytail and goes blind eventually, just like in Force Unleashed. He's a major unit in the rebellion rather than making the rebellion, though. That's why I think it's important to actually have No. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, if you didn't know. The creator of the storyline for Star Wars, one of them, 1 out of 3, for Star Wars Episode 7. One of them, he's a big fan of the expanded universe of Darth Revan. And if you don't know, Darth Revan looks a lot like Kylo Ren. I don't think it's a coincidence. But oh, they commented on the not Darth, Kylo Ren. He's supposed to be like a collector of artifacts, like Darth Vader's old helmet and maybe the Revan helmet, and also that lightsaber that he has, which has a cracked kyber crystal in it. That's why it looks like it's on fire. The blade he uses, it's an old Jedi blade from a long time ago. Everyone wants Snoke to be Darth Maul. I'm like, that's not gonna happen. If you don't know, Darth Maul, he didn't die when Obi-Wan cut him in half, but when he went to this Jedi temple, not Jedi temple, a Sith temple with Ezra Bridger, and he found out that his old friend Obi-Wan was still alive on Tatooine. So he went back to Tatooine to finish the job, and Obi-Wan ended up killing him then. Hopefully in the new Star Wars movie, Obi-Wan, it will show that rather than in the show, but since it already showed it in the show, it might not show it in the movie. But since the voice actor and creator of Galen Merrick are the same person, since they already are in the show, I think they should make it where Galen Merrick come to the show. They're actually talking about how the show was originally going to be about Galen Merrick, but they decided to change it to Ezra Bridger. That's why, again, I'm pretty sure that Ezra Bridger's the new Galen Merrick. He's supposed to be like a remake. Like, they have a very similar master that's blind and has a ponytail. And all that stuff. That's a cool cinematic right there. Kylo standing behind Yoda and Rey with Luke and Darth Maul back to back. See ya.